And are there still people that you like talk to from that life that are done with that? I mean, are most dead, locked up?
Yeah, most of the life, like a lot of the Hispanic and black kids I grew up with in East New York and went to school in Brooklyn, most of them that went that way are dead or in jail doing big numbers. But the difference in the life is the guys in the street coming from East New York and Brownsville, they'll kill you for $25. There's no God or country in some of these neighborhoods. You actually talked about an area that in Pennsylvania, Carrington or kids. I went down there,
Kensington, yeah,
Kensington.
Kensington.
That place is probably God don't live there. There's no country there. There's no God there. I mean, the MO buildings in the Rikers Island where those kids can kill people once they get locked up and not be charged again because they're 730, meaning
Right.
that's the state
They're
term for
nuts.
crazy.
Right.
But like that place he's talking about in Pennsylvania, that's probably the place I've seen that was crazier than Brownsville in the 80s. And Brownsville at the time in the 75th precinct had the highest murder rate in the country. That place down there in Pennsylvania, it was like The Wire. You ever see The Wire and you see them down in Baltimore like that?
Right.
Just like that.
Well,
like, nuts.
you're talking about, because he brought up the 7.5, and you know, we're going to get Michael Dowd that's going to come on here from the 7.5, and he can give us, he'll shed the light on the 7.5 because he went to prison for 15 years. And the people that don't know who Michael Dowd is, you got to watch that documentary called The 7.5. It's incredible. And you're aware of this also, about the, you know, I
When they
killed
were
two
shaking the
guys
drug
with Frankie
dealers,
Burke. And,
oh, yeah, what you did.
and we left them at the 7.5 and at that precinct. And people asked later on about what happened to the bodies. And I laughed. I says, let Michael Dowd tell stories about that, because you're talking about the 7.5. You're not talking about, and I mean, listen, it's just the way it was back then. Nobody even knocked on our door when we killed or shot somebody or we were suspects. You know, nobody ever came around. The only time a cop ever came around was when I shot a detective's son. And I spoke about this the other day. Keith Pellegrino, you know, he ratted me out. He told the cops that I had his car and I was with another guy, Joey, and we did the shooting. And the reason why it got so much attention, it was because it was a cop's son. And it wasn't just some regular guy. So I took it, you know, I was an extremist back on that life. You know, I didn't care who you were. If you did something that I didn't like or somebody I was going to go after, I would do it. I mean, Phil Baroni, like I said, was a tough guy until we got caught. And then he put a gun in his mouth and wanted to kill himself. So did one of my other cousins, Billy Queso, that we don't talk about too much. I mean, he robbed Ronnie One. He robbed different drug captains in the mob because of me, and they weren't going to do nothing about it. But, you know, when it came time to pay, he wanted to kill himself. So, you know, it's a rough life.
Tell him that story, John.
Hey.
A captain in the Bonanno family and a wise guy in the Gambino family don't want to meet you.
Well, you know, these guys, you know, different guys. Stevie Noel, I think, might have told this story, but these guys by position are captains or by acting bosses or bosses. And really, this is not what controls the street. And you know, and I'm a big, you guys know this, I'm a big ethnic guy. So I'll show so much more respect to a street guy, whether he's black or Spanish. And I don't give a shit if he's Italian and they say he's a boss. It doesn't matter to me. I respect the guys that are really from the grind. And my cousin robbed 500 pounds from Ronnie One Arm, who was a captain at the time, and his partner, who was a captain of the Bonanno family. Now, they accused me of being involved in that robbery. I just robbed them prior to that twice, actually. And those two times I did rob him. And I had a Rolex on, and he would meet me, but he was scared to meet me. And basically, he ain't going to do nothing about it, which he didn't. But the third time, I actually had nothing to do with the robbery. My cousin did it behind my back. But I kept telling both guys, what are we doing on payphones? Come see me. And they were afraid to see me because they figured I might shoot them. And actually, they were right. I probably would have shot them just because I didn't like where the conversation went, that they accused me of robbing when I really didn't rob them.